Well, hello, my friends, and welcome to the latest spin. I'm Mike Spinner, Student Athlete World USA. Happy Thursday, happy summer. I think all schools are out everywhere. And happy travel season, folks. I'm coming at you tonight in the middle of our Pyrenees Basketball Cup tour, which kicked off uber successfully. They're getting ready to depart Barcelona just a few hours from now and head up to France where the games really count. And if by the looks of things so far, this is our newest tour and it might be our best. All I have to say is Barcelona, Spain, we got to meet up soon. I mean, just the pictures and the video that we've received from this region that we have not traveled to before as a company. This tour looks like a hit. And I'm doing my things, texting coaches, texting families, texting travelers, and everyone's having a great time. And our teams are doing really well. We've got a couple of scrimmages off. In fact, one of our teams today was a basket away from winning by 100. And obviously, I don't know if winning by almost 100 or winning by 100 is the be all and end all, but it just means we got some pretty darn good basketball players over there. And I'm excited to see how they do at the Pyrenees Basketball Cup. You just never know. New competition for us. We've never been there. And I'm confident in our coaches in this group, and hopefully they'll be very successful. But I'm anxious to see how the next few days go. But Barcelona was a hit. Everyone seemed to have a wonderful time. And again, now they're heading up to France for the tournament. The weather's been great. The sights and sounds have been awesome. The food looks amazing. What a great tour. And I'm itching to go. I'm itching to see Barcelona. So you never know. Where in the world is Mike Spinner? Maybe next year will be Barcelona. But a big shout out to LeBron Campbell on our tour, Pyrenees Basketball Cup. And, one of the things that I've been thinking a lot about as I prepare for my own tour, which we leave on Sunday, I'm in a unique perspective as a traveler this year because I'm going to be a parent of an athlete on my tours. My son plays the United World Games ice hockey competition. And I've been thinking a lot. I've been thinking very deeply about my role with Student Athlete World and my role as a parent because I'm kind of doing both at the same time at the United World Games this year. And one of the things I can't help but think about is this going to be the only time I get to see my own child compete for USA, for the United States in an international competition? Hopefully it won't be hopefully hockey with Student Athlete World grows to the point where there will be other opportunities for him in 2026 and beyond. But you just never know. And so I don't know what's going to happen at United World Games for hockey. I know that I'm going to be the proudest father on the planet watching my own child play in the red, white, and blue and representing the United States. But for LeBron Campbell, my man from Michigan, he did something so awesome during a scrimmage as part of this tour. His team was down 2, closing seconds of the game. Looked like a loss was imminent. As I butcher the English language, Tim, I have no future in the video business. I don't know why I do this. But LeBron Campbell rocked an outside shot at the buzzer to send the game to overtime. And the only thing I could think of is I hope his parents saw it and the video, or his family. I mean, I hope they either saw the video or saw it live. Because how many people get to represent the United States in their sport and say that a moment like that buzzer beater, long outside shot to tie a game and send it to overtime. We ended up losing by I think a point. But it's just, that's a memory that LeBron Campbell is going to have for the rest of his life. And I just hope all of our athletes end up having moments and memories like that. I know I was so proud to see the video, and I'm happy Tim posted on our social media. I've watched it a few times. And all I can think about is, LeBron Campbell, I've never seen him play basketball before in person, of course. But LeBron, buddy, I hope you just know that when you're my age and basketball is over, You're going to have a moment like that to look upon, hopefully with a huge smile, and hopefully the first of many awesome memories on this tour. But I will say to you, LeBron, you are the most clutch LeBron in the sport of basketball. And I'm really proud of you and really happy for you to have that moment. So, and for our teams at the Pyrenees Basketball Cup, nothing but the best of luck as the games count, right? They count starting now. The tournament starts soon. And I just hope the region of France you're going to is as beautiful and amazing as I've seen online. And then for me, we got the United World Games leaving on Sunday. So I get to celebrate Father's Day by going back to a region of the world that I absolutely love. And I can't wait to be there. And this tour looks amazing. And the thing that I can't wait for, or the thing I'm most excited about, is going to Vienna in Austria. Because for those of you who followed the genesis of our company, Vienna has not been a regular stop on this particular tour. Um, so, I am just super excited to see Vienna. It's been compared to Paris in the past, or presently as well. It's supposed to be beautiful and full of culture, and we're going to get a good amount of time in Vienna. Typically in Austria, in the past several years, we've gone to Salzburg, which is just a spectacular city. But in this case, because we're landing in Vienna, we're going to spend some time there, and I've heard nothing but wonderful things. So I can't wait to see Vienna. I cannot wait to be at the United World Games again, part of the opening ceremonies, seeing the Oktoberfest again, and just really being at a place that became really special to me the last time around 2 years ago. So I'm pumped to get back to Europe. Jack's Hamburger, I hope you're still open, because I cannot stop thinking about your hamburgers. And to our friends at United World Games, it's going to be great to see you again. And I'm just so excited. And for those of you who do not yet follow our social media, me going on a tour, one of the big utilities of me going is the ability to bring you the tour in real time. So follow our social media, follow our Instagram, all of our social media. A lot of them are at Student Athlete W. I'm going to be sending Tim pictures and videos as frequently as I can. I do firsthand videos just like this, like a selfie cam. I try to do at least one a day, if not more. And I'm going to do as much as I can to bring the tour to you, so that hopefully you'll want to come with us the next time around, and which is 2026. And we're already accepting applications and doing interviews. And I think our first 2026 traveler is fairly imminent, having spoken to a parent today who's really excited about getting her son on board. So all exciting stuff, all fun stuff. We're in travel season, the best part of the year. The meetings have been amazing among our teams. I was a part of the lacrosse meeting the other night, or one of the lacrosse meetings the other night as part of the last hockey meeting last night. And just the energy is there, and I just can't help but smile. I love this time of year. So now, what in the world today is brought to you by Coke Zero. And only because, and when I say like I'm a Diet Coke addict, I have Diet Coke like strapped to my hip. I think I've said this on my show before. I would drink Diet Coke with like my cornflakes. And I find Coke Zero, with all due respect, to be repugnant. But in Europe, or at least in parts of Europe I've traveled to, they only have Coke Zero, and they don't have Diet Coke. And it doesn't make me happy. So one of the few things about our tours of Europe that I don't like is I have to shift gears and do Coke Zero for a stretch. And so Coke Zero, I don't like you, you don't like me, but we're going to get along real well while I'm in Europe. So welcome aboard as a sponsor. And what in the world? And there's a lot going on in sports that we could say what in the world about. But I still think the biggest story in sports is probably being underreported. And I spoke about this at length last week. But the New York Knicks, I mean, how do you make the conference finals and become such a disaster of an organization literally overnight? They make the conference finals. They lose to Indiana, which happens. And Indiana's up 2-1 on an Oklahoma City team that was arguably the best team in the NBA this year, or if not one of the best. So they're up 2-1. They're 2 wins away from a world championship. and the New York Knicks went and fired their coach, Tom Thibodeau. I spoke about this at length last week. Last week, though, the kind of angle of things was that how do you fire a coach who enjoyed so much success, which is still true. Nothing's come out about the guy since then to say, oh, they should have fired him. But here's the part that grinds my gears. Here's the part that upsets me, angers me, infuriates me. And understand this, I've been a Knicks fan for the better part of 40 years. So nothing that the Knicks do that's bad should be surprising. But the part that bothers me is there is no succession plan. Hey, we made the conference finals. We're one of the 4 best teams in the league this year. Right? We were 6 wins away from an NBA championship for the first time since the early 1970s. We fired our coach without a backup plan in mind. It wasn't like, hey, we fired Tom Thibodeau and, the next great NBA coach or the best coach in the league right now, who I don't even know who that would be, is available and they're going to bring him in. Or Mike Krzyzewski's going to come out of retirement and they wanted to give Krzyzewski, Coach K, a shot, which would have a train of logic to it. They have sought permission from 4 or 5 different NBA teams. Dallas is one of them with Jason Kidd, who I would think is a downgrade over Tom Thibodeau, just my opinion. And every single one of those teams has denied the Knicks permission to speak to their coach. They took a long look at Jay Wright, who said no. They took a long look at Rick Pitino, who said no. See where I'm going with this? Danny Hurley, nope. So who's going to be the Knicks coach? And let's put it this way. So between, 5 NBA teams who have denied permission for the Knicks to speak to their coach, and then Jay Wright, Rick Pitino, Dan Hurley, that's 8 coaches out there who will not become the next head coach of the New York Knicks. Are you trying to tell me that choice number 9 is going to be a better coach than Tom Thibodeau? The answer is no. Okay, so that's it, Knicks fans. That's where we stand right now. We enter next season where world championship hopes should be realistic, knowing that the most important person in the organization, the head coach, will be a downgrade from the guy they just fired, and all he did was lead you to the first conference finals in 25 years. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't like it. Still a Knicks fan. Still going to watch the team. But it's just, this is like the most New York Knicks thing that the Knicks have done in a long time. Okay? And I've seen a lot of Knicks debacles. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when Hubie Brown was the Knicks coach. You want to hear an exercise in futility, want to study bad basketball. Hubie Brown was the Knicks coach in the 1980s, and was it a disaster. I lived through Lenny Wilkens, all right? I lived through Isaiah Thomas. I lived through Phil Jackson as the GM. Just disaster after disaster after disaster. And somehow this feels worse. The Knicks are stealing defeat from the jaws of victory. And what in the world, Knicks? While we're at it, on a positive note, if you're not watching the Stanley Cup Finals, you are simply wrong. Now, Tim, I know the Hurricanes didn't quite go to distance this year, but the games have just been incredible. The first 2 games went to overtime. So Game 3 was a bit of a stinker because Florida blew out Edmonton. But Game 4, I was watching tonight, Florida went up bang, 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 3-0 first period. Looked like another blowout. What Edmonton do in the second period? They tied it up. What a series this has been so far. I'm personally rooting for Edmonton just because Canada hasn't had a Stanley Cup champion in decades, since I think 1987, I want to say. I could be wrong about that. But it was the last Canadian Stanley Cup team, maybe 1992. I should know that, but I somehow forgot. But now I think about it more about it, it's probably 92, I think, Montreal won a Stanley Cup. They're kind of due for one. And I think the league needs Connor McDavid to raise a Stanley Cup. He is the best player in hockey. But these games, at least now 3 out of 4 of them, have been just incredible. So if you're looking for something to watch, you're looking for some real sport excitement, tune into the Stanley Cup Finals. And that's it for latest spin this week, and that's it for the latest spin for a little while. I will be certainly sending videos back to Tim, which hopefully he'll post from Austria and from Germany and from United World Games. And then I think we're going to take a break for a little while just to kind of recharge the show a little bit. But during the summer, we'll be back and better than ever. Probably after our travel season, we'll be back online to preview 2026, to get you excited about these tours, because 2026 is going to be our best year ever. So I can't wait for the next video to come, even though it won't be live. It means I'll be in Austria, one of my favorite places in the world. I just hope you keep tuning in. And as always, between now and the next time I'm live, we're accepting applications, we're signing up travelers, we're building for 2026. There's only one way to get there. Go to studentathleteworld.com, complete your application, interview with me, and pack your bags. I know mine are packed. Can't wait to see you from Austria. Until then, have a great Thursday night, everybody.